This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube, and this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. And now, with the details that make the headlines and the world of sports go round and round, along with me, Harry Von Stuttgart, here's the Baxman, Steve Baxley. All right, thank you very much, Harry. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to our little broadcast. And sorry for the hair being as it is, but nonetheless, it's crazy. What can I say? We have had a crazy day in the world of sports and in the world of humanity. But let's just make this a nice and easy night for all of us. And we're going to try for at least 45 minutes with you here on a very comfortable Wednesday night. And here we go. Let's pop it up and we will get to it. There we go. I'm feeling a lot better. All right, let's go to it. Let's get to the ever lovable sports portion of this broadcast. That's right. We give you sports and more, so let's do it to it. And first thing we always do is give you all the scores that we got here. So let's do it. We got some games that are about finished and maybe one or two that are still continuing. Let us go with the games that are just about to be complete. For example, ninth inning, the Atlanta Braves lead the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 7-4. The final score, unless anything happens, but it looks like the Chicago Cubs, Colorado Rockies by a score of 3-2. And when that thing goes to final, we will give you the line score and everything else therein. Okay. And the sixth inning, it is the defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. They lead the Houston Astros 7-2. And also in the sixth inning, it's San Francisco Giants over the Arizona Diamondbacks by a score of 3-0. Now we got some final scores for you. Oh, that's a little too much. There we go. All right. Twin for Reds, 6-9-0 for Twins, 5-11-0. Castillo gets the win for the Reds. He's 6-10. Barnes gets the loss for Twins. He's 0-2. And Lorenzen gets his first save. Congratulations, Lorenzen. All right, let's keep going. Tampa Bay Rays beat the Seattle Mariners 4-3, 4-5-0 for the Rays, 3-7-0 for the Mariners. Fleming gets the win for the Rays. He's 9-5. Gilbert gets lost. He's for the Mariners. He's 5-3, and Sheriff gets his first save for the Rays. Hooray! Milwaukee Brewers over the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-2, 4-8-1 for Brews. 2-7-0 for the Pirates. Suter gets the win. He's 10-5 for the Brews. Keller gets the loss for the Pirates. He's 0-1, and Williams gets his first save for the Brewers. Final in 10 innings, the Oakland Athletics beat the San Diego Padres 5-4, 5-7-1 for the Athletics, 4-11-0 for the Padres. Trevino gets the win for the Athletics. He's 4-4. Hill gets the loss for the Padres. He's 5-6. New York Yankees over the Baltimore Orioles 10-3, 10-12-1 for the Yanks, 3-6-0 for the Orioles. Loaizaga gets a win for the Yanks. He's 8-4. Sulcer gets a loss for the Orioles. He's 3-2. Philadelphia Phillies over the Washington Nationals 9-5. What a way to make a living. 9-12-0 for the Phils, 5-7-3 for the Nationals. Moore gets a win for the Phils. He's 1-3, and Espino gets a loss for the Nets. He's 3-3. Blue Jays over the Cleveland Indians 8-0, 8-10-0 for the Jays. 6-15-0 for the Indians. Matz gets the win for the Blue Jays. He's 9-6, while Mejia gets the loss for the Indians. He's 1-7. Red Sox beat the Tigers tonight, 4-1, 4-11-0 for the Red Sox, 1-5-0 for the Tigers. Rodriguez gets the win for the Red Sox. He's 8-6. Mize gets the loss for the Tigers. He's 6-6, and Barnes gets his 24th save. A little side note to all this. Red Sox color commentator and famous Boston Red Sox player Jerry Remy announced on Wednesday afternoon that he was stepping away from the broadcast booth to undergo treatment for lung cancer. And the full statement reads like this, quote, "I'd like to share that I'll be stepping away from the NESN broadcast for the time being to undergo lung cancer treatment. As I've done before and will continue to do, I will battle this with everything I have. I am so grateful for the support from NESN, the Red Sox, and all of you. I hope that I'll be rejoining you in your living room soon. Lastly, I'd like to thank my medical team for all they've done with me throughout the treatment process. Yours truly, Jerry." The 68-year-old Remy played the final 7 seasons of his 10-year Major League Baseball career with the Red Sox, but his star in the area rose once he started broadcasting games. He's been a color commentator on Red Sox TV since 1988, only taking occasional breaks for health concerns. Remy is essentially a lifer in the area, having been born in Fall River, Mass. and attending high school at Somerset in Berkeley, Mass. He previously missed time from the booth from lung cancer in 2008 and 2017. All of us here at Sports Final and baseball fans everywhere wish you the best of luck, sir, and the best of health as well. All right. New York Mets beat the Miami Marlins 5-3, 5-11-0 for the Mets, 3-7-3 for the Marlins. Castro gets the win for the Mets. He's 3-3. Bass gets the loss for the Marlins. He's 1-7, and May gets his 4th save for the Mets. Los Angeles Angels beat the Texas Rangers 2-1, 2-8-1 for the Angels, 1-6-1 for the Rangers. Ohtani gets the win for the Angels. He's 6-1. Allard gets the loss for Rangers. He's 2-10, and Iglesias gets his 23rd save for the Angels. Kansas City Royals over Chicago White Sox 9-1, 9-12-0 for the Royals, 1-4-0 for the White Sox. Hernandez gets the win for the Royals. He's 3-1, and Giolito gets the loss for the White Sox. He's evened up at 8-8. If you think we're stopped now, no. We go on, kids. We go on. We got minor league baseball scores, plus we've also got some baseball news besides the Jerry Remy news. But right now, let's get you to the minor leagues, starting first with happenings in AAA. Bottom of the 4th, Nashville and Toledo are tied at 5. Final scores, we got them. Syracuse over Rochester, 6-3, 6-9-0 for the Qs, 3-8-0 for Rochester. St. Paul over Louisville, 12-2. 12-13-0 for St. Paul, 2-9-0 for Louisville. Iowa over Indianapolis by a score of 2-1, 2-4-1 for Iowa. 1-4-1 for Indianapolis. That was in game 2. Game 1, Iowa beat Indianapolis again. 6-4, 6-8-1 for Iowa, 4-10-0 for Indianapolis. Memphis over Durham, 6-3, 6-9-3 for Memphis. 3-4-0 for Durham. Scranton Wilkes-Barre over Worcester, 7-3, 7-7-2 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, 3-10-2 for Worcester. Toledo over Nashville, 5-2, 5-6-0 Toledo, 2-8-0 Nashville. Lehigh Valley over Buffalo by a score of, can we lower that just a nibble? Thank you. Just there we go. Lehigh Valley over Buffalo, 7-1, 7-9-1 for Lehigh Valley, 1-4-1 for Buffalo. Gwinnett over Charlotte, 4-1, 4-7-0 for Gwinnett, 1-6-0 for Charlotte. Columbus over Omaha, 6-4, 6-9-1 for Columbus, 4-11-1 for Omaha. Jacksonville and Norfolk, they were postponed by rain, not once but twice. The makeup date will be August 5th. Okay, we go from AAA to AA, and we got some good finals for you. Hartford over New Hampshire, 12-1, 12-11-0 for Hartford, 1-5-1 for New Hampshire. Montgomery over Tennessee, 13-1, 13-11-0 for Montgomery. For 1-2-2 for Tennessee. That was the second game. The first game, no, that was the first game. The second game was rained out. For Binghamton defeated Portland in game 1 of a double dip. 8-2, 8-10-1 for Binghamton, 2-5-1 for Portland. In the second game, Portland sealed the deal. 5-2 over Binghamton, 5-9-0 for Portland, 2-7-0 for Binghamton. Northwest Arkansas swept their double dip against Arkansas, winning the first game 5-1, 5-8-0 for Northwest Arkansas. 1-4-1 for Arkansas. In the second game, it was the exact same score. Northwest Arkansas 5-8-0. Arkansas 1-5-0. Erie over Harrisburg 8-4, 8-12-0 for Erie, 4-6-1 Harrisburg. Reading over Richmond 4-1, 4-8-0 Reading, 1-4-0 Richmond. Altoona over Akron 8-5, 8-12-2 for Altoona, 5-7-1 for Akron. Somerset over Boy 6-2, 6-13-1 Somerset, 2-5-0 for Boy. Rocket City over Chattanooga 6-4, 6-11-1 for Rocket City, 4-8-2 for Chattanooga. Pensacola over Biloxi 9-6, 9-4-2 for Pensacola, 6-12-2 for Biloxi. Tulsa over Springfield 13-4, 13-16-1 for Tulsa. Springfield 4-6-1. Final score in 11 innings: Birmingham 1, Mississippi nothing. 1-4-0 for Birmingham, 0-5-0 for Mississippi. Wichita over Midland 7-6, 7-8-0 for Wichita, 6-7-1 for Midland. San Antonio over Corpus Christi 3-2, 3-6-0 San Antonio, 2-7-0 for Corpus Christi. Amarillo over Frisco 3-2, 3-4-1 Amarillo, 2-8-1 Frisco. We go from the double A to the high A. We got a trio of games still going on. Bottom of the 8th, Spokane over Everett 3-2. Top of the 7th, Vancouver and Hillsborough tied at 2. Bottom of the 4th, it's Eugene over Tri-City 5-0. Final score is Greensboro over Hickory 6-2, 6-7-1 for Greensboro. 2-6-1 for Hickory. Asheville over Winston-Salem 8-7, 8-12-1 for Asheville, 7-8-1 Winston-Salem. Hudson Valley over Brooklyn, 3-2, 3-6-2 for Hudson Valley, 2-3-1 for Brooklyn. Lake County beat Lansing 8-4, 8-8-2 for Lake County, 4-7-3 for Lansing. Bowling Green over Wilmington, 7-1, 7-12-1 Bowling Green, 1-1-1 for Wilmington. Jersey Shore over Aberdeen, 2-1, 2-6-0 for Jersey Shore, 1-7-0 for Aberdeen. Greenville over Rome, 5-4, 5-10-2 for Greenville, 4-7-1 for Rome. West Michigan over Dayton, 4-1, 4-8-0 West Michigan, 1-9-0 Dayton. Peoria over South Bend, 5-2, 5-6-1 for Peoria, 2-6-0 for South Bend. Fort Wayne over Great Lakes, 12-5, 12-9-2 Fort Wayne, 5-7-0 Great Lakes. Quad Cities over Cedar Rapids, 8-5, 8-7-0 for Quad Cities, 5-8-2 for Cedar Rapids. Beloit over Wisconsin, 5-0, 5-9-1 Beloit, 0-2-2 Wisconsin. That's your high A. Now for our final bit, which is the low A. And I do believe we got a fourple of action for you. Top of the ninth, Inland Empire and Visalia tied at 6. Top of the eighth, Lake Elsinore over Rancho Cucamonga, 12-5. Bottom of the seventh, San Jose over Fresno, 5-3. Bottom of the sixth, Modesto over Stockton, 5-1. And final scores, Tampa over Jupiter, 2-1, 2-4-3 Tampa, 1-3-0 Jupiter. That was in the second game. In the first game, it was Jupiter over Tampa, 7-6, 7-6-1 for Jupiter, 6-10-2 for Tampa. Kannapolis over Carolina, 3-1, 3-6-0 Kannapolis, 1-5-2 Carolina. In the second game, in the first game, it was Carolina over Kannapolis, 3-2, 3-5-2 Carolina, 2-10-0 Kannapolis. Fort Myers over Dunedin, 6-5 in game one of the Twilight Double Dip, 6-4-3 Fort Wayne, 5-6-1 Dunedin. In the second game, it was Dunedin over Fort Myers, 5-7-0 Fort Myers, 4-5-3. Charleston swept the double dip against Augusta, winning the first game 4-3, 4-4-2 Charleston, 3-5-1 Augusta in 9 innings. Second game, Charleston took 7 innings to beat Augusta, 3-1, 3-8-1 Charleston, 1-4-0 Augusta. Daytona over Lakeland, 6-3, 6-9-1 Daytona, 3-7-2 Lakeland. Fredericksburg over Fayetteville, 4-1, 4-3-0 Fredericksburg. Fayetteville, 1-5-0. Lynchburg over Salem, 9-6, 9-13-1 Lynchburg, 6-10-2 Salem. Delmarva over Down East, 5-3, 5-10-2 Delmarva, 3-6-2 Down East. Myrtle Beach over Columbia, 4-3, 4-8-0 for Myrtle Beach, 3-7-0 Columbia. Palm Beach, St. Lucie, and Bradenton, Clearwater were postponed due to rain. Okay. I gotta breathe. Okay, reminder, hey, Dexter's on tonight. Oh, excuse me, Dex. Or is it Fleck? No, it's Dex. It's Dex tonight with Nick Rekieta on Lost Plain the Interwebs with Nick Rekieta, the humble Minnesota lawyer. Midnight Eastern Time here on YouTube on the Rekieta Law channel. So if you wish, please enjoy and excuse me if you're wondering what happened today. I got a couple of shots, one for shingles and the other for COVID. Mine was the Madura vaccine. My mom gets hers on my mom has an appointment with the doctor on August 10th And I think, I don't know if they're going to get the choice or not. So stand by. Let's get to some of the news of baseball and everything else going on. Anthony Rizzo wasted no time endearing himself to the Yankee faithful, homering in each of his first two games with the Bronx Bombers after he was sent there via trade on July 29th. Almost a week later, he's still going. He's played in 6 games with the Yanks, driving in 1 run in each of the 6 games. Now, no player has ever started his Yankee career by collecting at least 1 RBI in each of his first 6 games until now. Rizzo is the first ever in the history of the franchise per stats, and that is pretty remarkable. The RBI in Wednesday's Yankee win was an emphatic one. The Yankees were actually without a hit against Orioles starter Matt Harvey through 3 innings. Rizzo greeted him with 1 out in the 4th with a skyrocket shot. And calmed the catalyst because things picked up from there. The Yankees would get their second run later in that inning and tie it up in the 5th. They broke things open with a 5-run 7th and won 10-3. The Yankees are now 5-1 since acquiring Rizzo. They are 58-49 overall and sit 2 games back of the second AL wild card. They are also in the striking distance, 6 games in the AL East. We'll update you on the standings coming up before we say our goodnight. Now, as for Rizzo himself, he's on a big-time hot streak. In his last 6 games with the Cubs, he was 8 for 22, or a .364 average, with 3 homers and 5 ribs. Now, through 6 Yankee games, he's 8 for 20, that's .400 average, with 3 homers and 6 ribs. He is flexing that muscle big time. He had a sac fly. He was hit by a pitch twice, and he's walked 4 times against just 1 strikeout. Amazing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay, let us get you some NBA free agency news. And give you the tracker. And let's see what we got here for today's action. So forgive me for a moment here. Let's get to the free agency tracker. Do we have anything going today, guys? Please. We'll look else. We'll look places. Okay. Thank you. I may just shut down in a few moments. By the way, if you don't want to know, well, right now, if you want to see the semifinal between the United States and Australia in basketball, I do believe they are showing that game on NBC live right now. Oh, boy. Okay, let us, thank gosh, it is the 4th. Let's go to it. Saban Lee is returning to the Detroit Pistons on a 3-year deal. He was 38th overall pick in the 2020 draft, averaged 5.6 points in his rookie season for the Pistons. So congratulations. As part of a 5-team trade, Spencer Dinwiddie is headed to the Washington Wizards on a 3-year, $62 million contract via a sign and trade. Washington will send Chandler Hutchinson and a 2022 second-round pick to San Antonio, while Brooklyn gets a 2024 second and a 2025 pick swap from the Wizards. Washington's draft night trades, netting them Aaron Holiday and the number 31st pick, Isaiah Todd, with the Indiana Pacers, who received the number 22 pick, Isaiah Jackson, and the Lakers, who received Russell Westbrook, were folded into this deal to make it all complete. And according to some sources, after medical consultation, seven-time All-Star forward LaMarcus Aldridge is seriously considering a return to the NBA for the 2021-2022 season. Aldridge retired with Brooklyn in mid-April with heart concerns, but is exploring the possibility of resuming his 15-year career. Guard Terrence Davis has agreed to a guaranteed 2-year deal with the Sacramento Kings. Agent Rich Beta, Stephen Human, and Austin Brown told ESPN. Davis averaged 8.7 points in 61 games last season with the Raptors and the Kings. Guard Victor Oladipo has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Miami Heat. Oladipo will continue to rehab his quad tendon injury through the start of the season. He averaged 19.8 points in 33 games last season with the Pacers, Rockets, and Heat. Center Tony Bradley has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bulls. Bradley played 42 games with Philadelphia and Oklahoma last season, averaging 7.1 points per game. Four-time All-Star guard Kemba Walker has agreed to a buyout with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and upon clearing waivers, plans to sign with the New York Knicks. Oklahoma City's Sam Presti and Walker's agents Jeff Schwartz and Javion Phillips worked through the buyout of Walker's remaining 2 years and $74 million in recent days. And finally, restricted free agent forward John Collins has agreed to a 5-year, $125 million deal to stay with the Atlanta Hawks. Agent Sean Kennedy and Jeff Schwartz said the deal includes a 5th-year player option for Collins. Oh, boy, can I make it through the rest of this? Come on now. Just take it easy, breathe, and let this flow. Okay. Speaking of which, let's in the realm of the media, coverage of Notre Dame's home opener against Toledo, so better watch them. And it looks like Sinclair's direct-to-consumer service could be gambling heavy. Are you excited to pay through the nose to watch your local sports or streaming subscription? Good news. Once we end up getting to that point, it sure does seem like sports betting is going to be the focus of Sinclair's service. Chris Ripley, the Sinclair CEO, discussed the service in an investor call on Wednesday, describing it as in-game betting but on steroids. Yay. Per The Athletic, Ripley focused a hell of a lot on the gambling aspect of the service and just how much money it could bring in. Quote, "For a person who is heavily engaged in sports betting, I envision a significant amount of income coming from a watch and play, which is the gamification, real-time gamification of a sporting event where they can play it like a video game. They could be having at risk at money on the line, positions that are changing every 10 to 20 seconds based on their actions. And actually, we're working on that experience with Bally's. First up in tennis. Tennis, is set up very, very well to do that. But we're going to move that same philosophy through Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL too, and we think that ends up being a very significant revenue drive. Not only for this enterprise, but we also see a world that you alluded to where people engage in that type of activity will get subsidized or comped subscriptions from the sports books. Ripley also claimed that some distributors were on board. In June, a pair of unnamed distributors said they, quote, haven't had meaningful contact, end quote, with the company about the service. Ripley, however, said during the investors' call he had buy-in from distributors, cable providers, for example. Quote, we have clearance. We have the right to do that from the distributors. And then in terms of the teams, we do have to complete our renewals for the NBA and NHL. And there are a few. There are several teams that on the MLB side, which we have to secure the DTC rights for. He also doesn't think that the service will cannibalize the existing regional sports network product. I'm glad there was a clarification. It's academic that Sinclair needs some help with their regional sports networks because so far the purchase has been tumultuous, to say the least. Last November, the company posted a shocking $3.2 billion quarterly loss, thanks in part to the pandemic and both YouTube TV and Hulu dropping the RSNs. It's also reportedly owed more in rebates than it would have received in refunds for unplayed games in 2020. Now, something that could hamper Sinclair's short-term plans is legality of sports betting in market. It operates regional sports networks. Sinclair outright owns 19 RSNs and has stakes in another 2, which just happen to be Marquee in Chicago and Yes out of New York. Of the 21 RSNs, mobile sports betting is legal in just 3 states. The RSNs operate in Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. Legislation is progressing and or pending in another 3, Arizona, Florida, Louisville. Additionally, several states, New York, North Carolina, currently, potentially California, Wisconsin, and future only allow in-person betting, making the Bally service a dud in those states. Without immediate access to online betting in California, Florida, New York, and Texas, it really seems like the possible market for Sinclair is capped, at least in the near future. We shall wait and see. Okay, this is Sports Final here on the L2C Media Network and on YouTube. And we are breathing very well. Okay, and for those of you who are young rock fans, one of the more enjoyable aspects of the NBC sitcom, The Life of, we'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us.